Good morning. Welcome to Shotgun Training for COVID-19. My name is Dwayne Skidgel. I'm the Level 2 instructor for Oklahoma and serve as Pawnee County shooting sports coach. Today we're going to be talking with you about how OSU wants us to go forward with doing training for new shooters under COVID-19 guidelines. I want you to note that we've got our shooter right here, clearly marked where he's supposed to be standing, he or she. We have our thrower located more than 6 feet away so that we're socially distancing. I, as the coach, will be coming in and out of the shooting frame to work with the shooter and leaving to go load the gun and then return. To the left of the shooter, we're asking a parent or relative to be there so that that person can serve as an extra safety person to watch the shooter while I, as the coach, am away. Whereas you, as the coach, are away, they will be there to assist with that safety guideline. Likewise, if we had a left-handed shooter, I would be on the other side and the parent would be standing on this side. We would still have plenty of room for everyone to be socially distanced from the thrower. So at this time, I'm going to exit the frame and we're going to go get a gun and we're going to get started. At this point, we've assumed that you've went through all of the first shot fundamentals and have got everything ready as far as eye dominance. Went over having the earplugs in correctly and having eye protection. As a coach, you should be wearing clear eye protection so that the shooter can have good eye contact with you, because keep in mind, for a lot of times here, we're going to be teaching kids to shoot for the first time and they're having to work under the parameters of a mask. So there's a lot of things going on in that young shooter's mind, a lot of new things taking place, and we've added a mask into that scenario. All right, as you're going through this training, you want to make sure that you instruct the parent, relative that's here helping you with your shooter, that their job is to keep their eyes on the shooter to make sure the shooter stays place. It's not their job to follow you as the coach as you leave to go get the gun or to reload the gun and come back. Their job is to stay right there and make sure that that shooter stays where you want them to be. As the coach, as you're getting ready to hand them the firearm and get them ready to shoot, you need to realize that you're still going to have to stay up close next to that shooter to be responsible to make sure for good muzzle control and follow through, because you've got to remember, many times these shooters are shooting for the first time and you don't know what their reaction is going to be, okay? So that's the reason why we're going in and out, so that we're not staying up next to the shooter for a prolonged distance or prolonged time period. Okay, Braden, I want you to get in your boxer stance and be ready, okay? I'm now going to hand you the gun, and I want you to hold it and mount it, and I want to see that you can look down the barrel of the gun, okay? Okay. Reach up and take a hold. Okay. Bring the gun down. Match your cheek to the, okay. All right, do you have a good sight pattern?
Yes, sir.
Okay, make sure you're leaning into that gun. Okay, I'm going to turn loose. I want to make sure you've got a hold of it, okay? All right, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. So as I've exited, I'm going back to load the gun. I've got to make sure that I keep my muzzle up and make sure I'm aware of everyone that's behind me, because I'm ultimately responsible for muzzle control as I'm exiting the shooter. Okay, coaches, as you work through these new shooters and you're getting them ready to shoot, please remember that we still want you to follow all the guidelines that you were taught when you got certified to go back and coach in your respective counties. It's very important that you be positive with the kids and understand that they're nervous. They're nervous about what they're doing for the first time. Plus now we've put the mask into it, okay? So it's very important that you follow your procedures, and remember that we no longer do the ball and dummy. but that we're actually handing the gun to the kids, putting it in their shoulder, making sure they're ready to pull for that or call for that target and pull that trigger. Okay, Braden, are you in your boxer stance? Okay. The gun is loaded and ready to shoot. Please reach up and take a hold of it. Okay. Make sure you put your finger on the trigger. Okay, what do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, call for the target when you're ready. Remember to lean forward. Okay.
Call.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, did you enjoy that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to now leave and go reload the gun. So as I exit, once again, I'm making sure that I've got good muzzle control and that I'm aware of everybody that's around me because I've exited where the shooter's standing. Okay, so once we've concluded shooting first shots with that new shooter, we're going to return our firearm to the table, okay, making sure that we put our safety plug in, okay, following OSU safety guidelines, okay. Then we're going to ask our shooter to come over. Braden, come. He's just finished shooting. We're going to have him get hand sanitizer wipes to wipe off his hands, okay, because he's had hold of the firearm. Even though we've cleaned the firearm before we had him shoot, we're still going to ask him to clean his hands afterwards. Once he's done, we're going to ask him to return with his mother back to the safety line and sit there and watch while we bring our next shooter up, okay? Before we can bring our next shooter up, we've got to make sure we disinfect the firearm, okay? So you can use hand sanitizer wipes. Alcohol doesn't bother the guns. You want to make sure that you're wiping off the forearm, the trigger, and the buttstock. Keep in mind the buttstock's been up against the shooter's cheek, and he or she have had their fingers inside the trigger, and obviously the forearm has had the offhand holding it, okay? So we want to disinfect this. As I mentioned earlier, I haven't had any issues with using the alcohol wipes on the guns. Haven't had any problems with them wanting to rust. After we get done with shooting, then I oil them and put them up like I would after a normal day of shooting before we had COVID-19. Okay, a few other things that we might want to talk about, some things that you're going to need to make sure that you have at your practices now. Obviously, you as the coach need to have gloves on. You need to make sure you have plenty of extras, okay? From time to time, they will rip. Hand sanitizer. You can have your shooters use that before they come. You as the coach can hand sanitize your gloves, okay? That way you're not changing them out each time. Otherwise, if you're not going to hand sanitize your gloves, you're going to need to change out and put on a new pair of gloves before you work with the next shooter, because your hands, you're going to be up close and in that person's personal space, and you're going to be touching that shooter. Good heavy new clean paper towels to wipe off your gloves once you get done hand sanitizing them. Okay. Obviously, extra mask. You can have one that's been personally made for you, like the one I'm wearing, or you can buy just a basic mask. Okay. But you do need to have plenty of extra ones. As a coach, I've found that when I'm doing new shooters, clear glasses are the best thing to wear, because I want to make sure that that shooter I'm working with has good visual of my eyes. Certainly now with my mouth covered, or you as the coach with your mouth covered, it's going to be really important that that shooter feels a connection with you, and the only way he's really going to feel it now is making sure that he or she can see your eyes. Okay? Last, I'm choosing to use earmuffs. The reason being, I normally wear molded earplugs, but in this scenario with what we've got going on now, rather than try to be messing with getting my earplugs in my ears correctly, using the gloves and having my hands up around my ears so much, I'm using the earmuffs. I think it's much safer under these conditions, and just like the gun and the gloves, It's easily hand sanitized, so I can clean them off. Because keeping in mind, we all know we're going to be working outside, we're going to be sweating, it's going to be a long day. And with that, you really need to think about how many shooters you're going to put through your new shooter orientation, because you don't want to have 12 or 15 kids out here waiting all day long for you trying to get through these first shot fundamentals. You're probably going to want to limit your class to 6 or 8 at the most, just so that you can get through it. That may mean that you have to have more than one class, but that would probably be best under these conditions.